Jenabe Caldwell was born in 1926, but the story of his remarkable life began long before his birth. It was his mother who first learned of the Bahá'í Faith after a friend suggested attending a talk by Martha Root in their small Montana town. Little did they know that this introduction would set the stage for a life of extraordinary service. The origin of his unique name is itself a story of humility. When Jenabe Fazale Mazandarani, a revered Bahá'í scholar, visited Montana, the soon-to-be parents asked him to name their unborn child, even suggesting that he use his own name. The modest Jenabe Fazal suggested instead the name Jenabe Eslamant. His young parents, not realizing that Jenabe was the Persian title for Mr., named the boy Jenabe. His life would reflect the dignity and honor of that title. In 1953, at the All-American Teaching Conference, Jenabe and his wife Elaine volunteered to pioneer. Returning home, they eagerly planned their move to a warm, idyllic location like Togo. Yet that same day, Dorothy Baker called with a request from Shoghi Effendi. Would they instead consider a more challenging goal? The Aleutian Islands in Alaska? They embraced this call to sacrifice, trading warm beaches for harsh cold and strong winds. The journey was daunting. They arrived in Anchorage on July 28, 1953, only to discover there were no jobs, housing was scarce, and the remote Aleutian Islands could only be reached by boat or plane. When a pilot refused to take them, saying, "Leave those island people alone, they have their own religion," they turned to a ship captain. He admired their spirit, agreeing to take them to the islands for $120 and promising to bring them back for free if they changed their minds. 10 grueling days at sea later, they finally reached Unalaska Island on August 10th. Life in the Aleutians was far from easy. Jobs were scarce, and their first winter was brutal, with snow burying their house. Jenabe, resourceful and determined, built a fishing boat from scrap metal, while Elaine chopped firewood and did laundry by hand. Their survival depended on sheer grit and their unwavering faith. When the Guardian advised them to seek financial support from the National Spiritual Assembly, they couldn't bring themselves to ask. Yet, just when they ran out of funds, a man knocked on their door, offering Jenabe a job as an electrical engineer, his very profession. This was one of many miracles they experienced during their time in the Aleutians. Over time, suspicion from the local community turned into tolerance, then acceptance, and eventually love. Following the Guardian's advice to build trust before openly teaching the faith, the Caldwells nurtured relationships. They opened a fish cannery, offered classes for children, and slowly began sharing the teachings of Baha'u'llah. In 1956, one of 3 women attending their study classes became the island's first Baha'i. By 1958, 2 more had declared. Their fish cannery became a vital part of the community. And despite conspiracies from larger companies to force them out of business, they persevered. Then, in 1964, the devastating Alaskan earthquake struck. While the town's other canneries were destroyed, theirs remained miraculously unharmed. Elaine, showing her characteristic courage, helped evacuate townspeople to safety, saying later, "The earthquake answered all our problems in 3 minutes." After the earthquake, the Caldwells eventually left Alaska, continuing their service across the globe. They taught and served in Mexico, America, Europe, and finally Hawaii, touching countless lives. Wherever they went, they carried the same spirit of sacrifice, determination, and faith that had defined their years in the Aleutians. Their story is a testament to what it means to follow the call of service with courage and trust. Through every trial, they proved that obstacles are but stepping stones on the path to fulfilling the divine purpose. The Caldwells' unwavering dedication will forever inspire those who hear of their remarkable journey.